Hello guys, hello and welcome to yet another episode of Stumpsandbails podcast. I'm your host Abhishek and yes, Vignesh is with us. Hi Vignesh, long time, good to see you.
Yes, good to see you as well.
Yes, so how are you doing? Are you watching the IPL regularly?
Yes,
As
yes.
we have nothing else to do.
The only getaway is IPL, I
Yeah.
believe. So yeah.
Okay. So random first question, but do you think that the IPL should continued amid all these going on COVID and people saying that it shouldn't be continued? Do you think that it's the right way to go on?
So it depends from there is no right or wrong thing about it, and for me, I feel that those 3 hours, it kind of acts like a relief for people watching, and sports people are
Yeah,
out there trying to bring out smile onto people's faces. So it's a
right.
very tricky question, and it's very tricky to answer this, but for each his own,
Yes.
I believe. Yeah. What
Right.
do you feel
For
about it?
me, my only problem with it going on is that the safety of the players.
Hmm.
I have no other concern like the world is burning and what are you guys doing? It's nothing about that.
Right.
Obviously, they are playing, they're risking their life, so we should be thankful to them instead of saying, "Ki, how can you do this?" But
True.
my only concern is the safety of the players, what they're going through in the bio bubble. Like Nitin Menon, the
Right.
umpire, Indian umpire, he just backed down, and it's
Right.
really tough on them. And
Right.
that's the only thing. But choice. They can back out anytime they want, and that's cool.
Right.
Okay, so coming back to this season, I think it's turning out to be a very interesting season,
Right.
but a very one-sided one as well, from where I see it. Right,
Right.
the top four teams which are there in the table are the top four teams. The bottom four teams are looking like the proper bottom four teams, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So when we say that Chennai are top of the table, then Bangalore, Delhi, and Mumbai, they
Correct.
look like the playoff contender. Like I think they are gonna make the playoff this season.
Correct.
What do you think? Like how is the season turning up for you?
So the first surprise for me was CSK turning up the way they did. So we had our pre-season predictions as well, and CSK surprisingly
Right,
didn't feature in any of our choices. But they have
right,
adapted quite well to different wicket, especially Wankhede. It doesn't suit their game, but they have surprised most of us and even themselves. I believe even they would not have thought कि यार
right,
से पांच हम लोग जीतेंगे. And
right,
RCB to have bounced back after the loss against CSK, that was again impressive. Otherwise, we
right.
all had that feeling कि यार now is the time कि RCB will do RCB things, but thankfully they bounced back well. So these two teams for me, they look short playoff contenders. बट मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि बॉटम फोर में से दो टीम्स माइट मेक अ लेट डैश एंट्री इनटू द टॉप फोर. आई गेट
The
दैट.
two teams are
One of them is KKR, and another one is it's a wild throw, but I guess Rajasthan Royals. For some reason, I feel that since they are the most adversely affected team with all the pullouts and
right,
so that may unite them, and so that might be one of the reasons they may come together and put on a better show. So these two teams I feel
okay,
can challenge and walk into top.
right. So the surprising thing for me this season is basically how CSK turned out to be so strong. So like even like we speak about RCB, but RCB clinched close matches, right? कि ABD है, ABD ने 3 मैच उनको जीता है
Correct.
सिंगल हैंडेडली. ठीक
Correct.
है, तो वो लोग DC से 1 रन से जीते. मुंबई वो लोग को फर्स्ट गेम ऑलमोस्ट हरा दिया
Almost.
था,
Correct.
बट CSK डोमिनेट कर रहा सॉरी मतलब
Right.
dominating everyone except DC in the first game, which
True.
they lost very
True.
badly. They literally dominated every team they met,
Right.
right? And I think that they knew what they're doing because Ian Morgan didn't play Moeen Ali a single game in the
Correct.
5 T20s.
Correct.
Dhoni is telling him to go and play at number 3 and
Right.
also handing him the overs.
Right.
Now you look at their batting lineup, they are batting till Shardul Tagore.
Correct.
Matlab, they look so strong that it's very surprising for me. And on the other hand, like you said, like obviously Mumbai, all of us said that if Mumbai doesn't mess it up for themselves, they are in the playoff and they'll win the thing.
True.
But now it looks like what are they gonna even if they make the playoff, right?
Correct. Correct.
It's
Correct.
it's so it's obviously an interesting season, and yes, but honestly for me, I don't see DC slipping
Okay.
from the playoff because very good team.
Okay.
But yeah, if KKR plays well, I don't think about RR. But if KKR plays well, then yes, they
Right.
might come into the season.
Right.
So yeah, so your top four season, like short top four.
So fourth team, it will be between KKR and RR. For both of them to make it might be a difficult thing, but either of KKR or RR at 4. At number 3 will be either of DC or MI. Top 2 is quite sure. RCB stays at number 2, and CSK, I see them, qualifying comfortably, as you said, winning most of their matches in a dominant position.
So are we tipping a CSK versus RCB final this year?
Yes. When the first match happened between CSK and RCB, I was thinking that this is a dress rehearsal for the finals, maybe.
Dress rehearsal, right? But Jadeja single-handedly said, what? Not rehearsal. Let me just show you guys. So which of these, with whom you are impressed more? From CSK or from RCB? Because CSK had a very bad season last year.
Correct.
Like everyone was like, this team is very bad. RCB had a okay season, but they did what RCB usually do.
Right.
So, but with with whom you are, like, both of them have made a comeback.
Correct.
But kisse you are more impressed?
The fact with CSK is they don't have any superstar as such. They have superstar Dhoni at the helm, but in the sense performing superstar. So Dhoni is more like a tennis kind of captain right now. But if you see the names Ruturaj Gaikwad, Duplessis, Moeen Ali, Ambati Rayudu, they don't send down shivers to any of the opposition, but they all are mighty effective. And that is one advantage that CSK has over RCB. As you rightly said, RCB, even though there are newer heroes coming in, but it's still AB de Villiers dominating the show in 3 of the 5 games. So that is one thing CSK has an advantage, I believe, over RCB at this point.
Yeah. And I feel the same that in CSK, they all are like very well into their head, right? They all are very modest players, which I think they are. Like, मतलब कल धोनी कल के मैच में रायना और अंबती रायडू को ऊपर पूछता है, ठीक है. RCB के सामने he is playing that what is the spinner's name, the long Imran Tahir. He's playing Imran Tahir against RCB. मतलब what he is doing, he has some plan in his head, or he is just too good for us to even analyze what he thinks, right? So they are well balanced. I think they all yesterday Dhoni missed a catch, right, on the first ball of Bairstow. So Dhoni dropped a catch. The bowler didn't even do any action or something like usually bowlers do. He just looked at him and he went back. So it's like, so Dhoni is the boss of the team. Everybody knows he'll take the decisions and we'll just go according to it. So I think they are well prepared for Dhoni's last season.
Correct.
I think it's going to be his last season. Yeah.
It is. It will be
I also I love Dhoni. I'm a MS Dhoni fan, but he just can't play for now. From what we have seen, he just can't connect the ball, right? And we don't want to see a legend going this way.
True. That is
okay. Chal Vignesh, then that's been great. So it was a great podcast to know our top 4 teams this season, and your top 4 will be, 4th will be the KKR or RR, 3rd will be the DC or MI, and RCB and CSK. My top 4 are CSK first, RCB, DC and Mumbai. I think the top 4 which are right now will be my top 4. Okay. Chal, we'll see each other really soon.
Sure.
And thank you guys for watching this video.
Thank you.